Welcome, everybody. I'm Noreen Savage, and thank you for joining me with Starting Out Bright. And for those who don't know me at all, you probably came to hear Marjon anyway. I am nobody special. I am nobody official with Bright Line Eating, but the program has done a lot of good for me. And I got acquainted with Bright Line Eating in May of 2019, when my friend Lori posted on her private Facebook page and said that she lost 57 pounds in 1 year. And anybody needed any information, just hit her up. So I quickly zoomed over to Messenger and I found out that there were 4 bright lines talked about in a book called Bright Line Eating by Dr. Susan Pierce Thompson. And the 4 bright lines are no sugar, no flour, 3 meals a day, weighed in measured portions. And when I heard all that, my heart sunk, because I thought there's absolutely no way I could do that. But, you know, I like my friend, we got together, we talked about it, and she suggested that I, 1, get the book, and 2, that I join a group called We Eat Bright with Lines, which is a private Facebook group. Since then, there are many. I know of like 50. Both the public, which was Bright Line Eating Official, became officially a group July 2019. So around the time that I joined, but I didn't even know it yet. And then there are many other groups, including Starting Out Bright, which is associated with the Zoom chat. But I was not ready. And what took my readiness and willingness was pain. I was 270 pounds, 5'2". I had swollen feet for on and off about a year. Before that, I was pretty healthy, and I hadn't had that kind of pain. But now it was getting my attention. I had a lot of pain in my knee, back. I would snore every night, wake up my husband. And worse, he and I were both afraid sometimes that I wouldn't wake up at all because of sleep apnea. So I got into a moment of realization that I needed to do something. And so I did. I started Bright Line Eating, and I have not looked back. So the big piece, though, for me was the support. When I joined We Eat Bright with Lines, the Facebook group, Marjon was in that group. Maybe just coming in that group, but there were others too. And they were so giving of the then and now pictures and letting people know about their struggles, but also their successes. And I promised myself that if I lasted 1 year, I would do what my friend Lori did. I would do the awful thing of posting on my private Facebook page. I would tell people what I was doing to lose the weight. So that year came up, July 2020, and I was getting ready to post, and I'm a Christian. I felt God saying, Noreen, you can do more than that. It's the time of Zooms. Everybody's Zooming. You could connect these people who have been so inspirational to you to help others. And I have been blown away by the generosity of people like Marjon today, who are willing to take one for the team and to tell their story. So incredible. So I cannot wait to have you meet Marjon all the way from the Netherlands. Marjon, welcome. I am so glad you're here. You know, I've looked at you in the group. You're in the Starting Out Bright group. You always have this great sense of humor, but you have a lot of wisdom and knowledge about things, Bright Line Eating and beyond. So I told a little bit about my start and entry into BLE. Could you talk about yours? What, you know, where were you? How did you get into this whole no sugar, no flour?
Yeah. Okay, well, first, my English is not my native tongue, so probably I will make mistakes, and but probably my English is better than your Dutch. So
Our English is beautiful. Are you kidding? We talked the other day, and you didn't miss a beat.
Okay, well, I probably will, but it's okay, and I'm fine with that. But thank you for inviting me, Noreen. I was really astonished by the well, by you ask me, so I was really astonished by that. But let's talk about how I came to BLE, or the Facebook group, or Sugar No Flour. I, like you all, probably, I have a long history of yo-yoing and having a lot of weight problems, and trying to lose that weight for 30 years probably. And I come from a family which has a lot of food issues, like sweets and things like that. And I think I used food, and especially sweets and sugar, since I was a child. I was not very thick. I was a tiny child, but I used sweets, I think, to numb myself or to feel good about myself. And that was from long. And I told you, Noreen, and I'm really not proud of it, but I stole money as a little kid from my father's purse to buy sweets. And well, that was I didn't realize it then, but I think that was the addictive side, to do that in secret, and try to buy friendship through sweets at school. And this develops through my teenage time as well. So also, I after that, I didn't stole from my father, but I also did it in supermarkets. And then they caught me, of course, once, and then I stopped doing that. And then I probably earned some money by babysitting, and then I bought sweets. There was always sweets in the house, and I took them, and there was a secret thing in that already then, and that kept on going. And I think I got bigger when I was 20, and then I started dieting, and that went on until I found BLE. And I went up and down and up and down, and only bigger and bigger. And the pictures that were on, like with the walking sticks, that was in Ireland, and that was my highest weight. And there I got scared over there, because I lost my fun in walking. It was really difficult walking for me. And I also we had to park the car in much closer to where we want to walk than ever. I always enjoyed walking, but then it was really difficult. And I had very swollen legs after walking, and that didn't recover through sleep. So I got really worried that I was, making so much damage to my body through this weight. And I think I was 95 kilos, and I think I wrote down how much it is in pounds.
I looked it up because we did
208. That was my and then I got so I panicked, because I knew I had done all these diets and stuff. So I really knew that dieting was not gonna help. I did a lot of soul searching and trying to solve my problems in my self-esteem, and that didn't make my weight go down, or it did, but it always went up. So then I was really devastated by my weight and didn't know what to do. Before that, I did hypnosis, and I did Weight Watchers, and I was at I did Joel Furman's with all the veggies. So I did a lot of dieting, but always got higher and higher. and it panicked. I really panicked then, and then I think I did some searching on the internet, and I listened to the food freedom videos of from Susan Peirce Thompson, and that was in 2016.
Okay.
And the book was not there. I think she started just the year before that with the boot camps. And I saw the videos, and it really, well, it hit me like a rock. And I thought, well, that's me. It's just me. And I can't help it. That was, well, the first time that I realized that I couldn't help it, because if I was going back to sugar and flour, that always I will get my weight going up, because I couldn't manage that. And it was really blown away by that thought. And I thought, well, if this is the answer, okay, let's do it.
So it was almost
But
a good thing.
Sorry?
It was almost a good thing then to have this realization. Like
Yes, it was. Oh, yes, it was. Yeah, and also for the first time, I really realized that I was addicted, and that was strange, because years before that I went to OA meetings in Amsterdam, and but everybody probably had an addiction, but not me. And it was really not going into my mind that I was addicted. But I always fought to I think I had to prove myself that I was not addicted. But okay, then suddenly the realization came that I was addicted, and that only the sugar and the flour was the bad thing, and not me. So that I thought, okay, I can try that.
I love how you just said that, Marjon. The sugar and the flour were the bad thing, not me.
Yeah.
I don't know that I've heard that sentence before, and I love that.
Yeah, because it was always me, you know. I couldn't keep the weight off. I always was really good at dieting, but not keeping it off. And I don't know why, but okay, that was the solution. So I thought, okay, I can try that. And but I didn't want to go to the boot camp, and the food plan was not public then. There was no book, there was no nothing. So there was no plan, and I was not willing to pay €1,000 or dollars, or how much it was, I don't know, but I didn't want to pay that. Probably didn't have the money, but I wouldn't. So I searched some internet pages, and then I found the FAA plan. Mm-hmm. And well, that's probably the same from Susan Peirce Thompson as well, but it is also without sugar and flour, and it's a bit different, but okay, I think it's in the big.
And I think Susan has talked about it, that she had taken weight off of one of the groups. It might have been
I think so. So I started with that, and
excuse me.
Well, really, I don't know why, but it was peanuts for me. It was so really easy, and I really didn't understand how easy that was for me to do. Because I was always good at dieting, but like the cravings, I didn't have them anymore, and it was quite easy to do. So my weight dropped, and so that was, I think, September 2016. So more than 5 years ago. And then in December that year, my weight dropped and was okay. Then suddenly, because I've always had a lot of interest in other kind of food types and diets and way of eating. So I had a thought, well, of course, my wicked thought that I should try paleo, to eat paleo more, because in the FAA food program you eat a lot of dairy products, and I thought I shouldn't eat a lot of that. So okay, I bought a program. It's a Dutch program for paleo, and they also say in paleo you can drop your weight, and well, okay, let's do that. And it screwed up my portion measurements and things like that. And I think I ate pretty good, no sugar, and well, there was flour, but from nuts, and I didn't eat a lot of that. But it messed up with my amounts of food, and I got really pissed with myself because I thought I'm doing the right thing, but it got me away from the FAA plan, and I think I gained some weight, and I was really mad at myself. So why are you doing this? You were so good with what I did, and why are you doing this? Well,
So
that's the
Marjon,
foodie.
would you say at this point, you've now lost a little bit of automaticity? Is that what happened here? Is that now you were not automatic with your food? You tried new things.
And also, but also the food, the breakfast items. It was huge amount, and I don't know. It didn't fit, but I couldn't stop it either at that moment.
Okay.
And then after a few weeks, I went to on a holiday to a friend of mine in Spain, and she cooked for me, and I ate bread over there that I had not had for more than half a year. And also I had the sweets back a little, not very much, but a little. And it was not really bad, but it looked like a little ditch. But when I flew back, I had such a big binge. If I think about it, it's really scaring me. I had this big binge I never had before on the airport. And when I came back home, I thought, oh, I can't do this. I need to go back to my FAA plan, because that gave me so much peace in my head. And why am I doing this? But I did the FAA plan alone, so probably I thought I need support. So then I did the 14-day challenge, and I was searching for some support, and I found support, but not in the BLE movement then, but a little group, and it's called Luminous, and there's several people that came from Luminous to the BLE program as well. But there was a little Facebook group, and they were really sweet, like you are. But that's what I needed, to have some support. And so I went back to I went on the BLE program then, and for 14 days, and then I got involved in this Facebook group, and well, it was home base for me, and it was really good to be in the group, to connect and feel the support. And after that, I didn't look back to the 6 weeks of trying, and I thought, okay, well, that's my crazy food mind that wants solutions for things that I don't need a solution for. So then it was all very easy, and in that summer, in August, I got my I thought I wanted to be 64 kilos, and I thought that would be a nice weight, and I was in, I think, August. I reached that weight, but I didn't feel well in my body then. And I thought, okay, I add some food. I do a little add, and then see what happens, and then I will find out if I reach my, let's say, happy weight, because my belly was still fat and I didn't like it. So then I dropped some more kilos until under 60, and then I felt good. And then that was now 4 years ago, like in December. And after that, I entered maintenance.
Wow. So
And that's 4 years ago now. In this month, I'm on my happy weight for 4 years now.
and I love that too, the term happy weight.
Yeah.
When you're happy, it looks like, it's interesting. You said you had that really, really bad binge. Like, this was a bad moment for you.
Yeah.
You look back at that though, is it a bad moment? Or was it just the moment you needed to change your life?
Yeah, well, you realize on those moments that you are addicted, and this foodie monster inside, it's there, and you can wake it up very easily. And yeah, I don't know. It's awakening. Yeah, it's a waking call or something like that. So what? And
like
happily,
Deb just says breakdown before the breakthrough.
Yeah. But when I heard the Susan Peirce Thompson videos, at that moment I really surrendered that to that plan. But you can see it. It's there's the little monster in your head, or call it saboteur or whatever. It's sometimes it's there, and but no, it's I can look back at that and have a laugh about that. But it was really so bad. I can't remember that I ever binged like that before.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. But okay, yeah, probably it's sometimes you need to be very deep before you can surrender totally. Or and after that it was easy, and with the 6 weeks dip, it still is quite easy for me to do. It never went difficult for me. So and that's really a wonder. I don't understand why. It's a miracle.
It is a miracle.
Yeah.
And I think that everything that was promised, as far as what we read about when you get rid of those substances.
Yeah.
And if you stay automatic with your portion control, it does become a miracle, really, in your life. That automaticity is unbelievable. Because like you, like me, like many others on this call, we have been through all of do we want to say them alphabetically or numerically, all the diets we've been on. And we could lose weight on some or most.
Oh, yeah.
In fact, this time of year, my guess is I would be getting together with some friends and let's all get on a diet and we're going to do the good New Year's Eve dance. We're going to just knock this thing out. We're going to lose all of our weight once and for all. But even now, I feel like I don't need to do that. I already have the ticket. I don't need to go on anything else. I have the ticket. I know how to do it.
That's true.
One thing I wanted to talk about was, excuse me, you said the FEA template, because this is before the book, and you went by that template. You said something about a different way of working with grains on the program.
Yeah, yeah, because the FAA they say that you have to switch your grain every 2 or 3 days. So don't stay on the same grain. So like if you choose oats for your favorite grain, they say you have to switch them, and they don't do wheat at all. So I never had wheat. Now I do some wheat, not very often, but I do. I didn't do that by then, and I don't think like the wheat stuff you can buy in America. They don't sell it here.
The wheat
So
germ?
no, not the germs, but the cookie things
Oh,
from wheat that Susan says you can have that. But I never had wheat at first, and I switched oat and quinoa and buckwheat and rice, and so that's I did that in circular. Oh, Triscuits, yeah, Triscuits, yes, Triscuits, but they don't do that here, so I never have them. But
so what did you
uh,
experience with that? Did you feel like it just made the program more just easy to follow as far as more variety, or what?
um, well, um, I just did it, and I didn't need the although I like variation, but it's not for me, it's not really necessary. But now I still do change my grains. I don't have I eat a lot of oats, but I still switch them with spelt and rice, and sometimes corn
Oh,
cakes. I don't like the rice cakes. They are so, but we have corn cakes, and they are really more crispy, and I like them more. But I don't eat them a lot because I really like the oats and the quinoa bakes and things like that. So I do it sometimes, or if I'm eating out or in a hotel, I always take them with me for breakfast. And so there was a question from Deb, or like the Ezekiel bread. I think we can buy it here, but it's really difficult. So I don't know. I never tried it. I tried to find it, but I never did. And there is uh, uh, some ray sprout bread that I can eat, but I don't miss bread. So it's for me, it's not an issue to have the bread. I
yeah.
can easily do it without.
So I'm wondering, I can't remember if you mentioned it today, but the other day when we talked, you said that early on in your life, I think maybe even in your 20s, which is just really not that long ago, you did some internal work.
Yeah.
So did you carry that through to this journey? Like, did you carry that internal work or add to it, or how did you deal with the internalizing of all of this that you've learned? You've got all of this new information with your old information.
Yeah, well, that was more of a like um there's some issue from my childhood that I really it's not an issue anymore, but it had been for a long time that I really thought that I should not have been born.
Oh,
So that was really I think a burden to carry that, and that was always coming back into my life, and I tried to solve that problem on many ways. I did some body work, and I tried Reiki, and after that I meditated, and so then I start doing the work, and that all brought me to where I'm now, that I really feel enough that I am enough, and I'm just okay. And but of course, all the internal work, it's well, I grew from that, but it didn't helped me with my weight. Even though I start loving myself more and more and more, it didn't help me because that's what I thought. If I love myself enough, I will get my weight will get down. But well, that didn't happen. So I needed the structure and I think just stopping the sugar and the flour, the addictive stuff.
Well, you know, you bring up something that I think that that is so interesting what you just said. And I followed somebody, I can't think of her name, but she's a hypnotist as far as I am enough. That is the biggest thing, is learning I am enough. And I listened to her whole thing. It helped me immensely. But
oh yeah, you mean, oh, I know, the blonde
yes.
girl. I don't know how she goes. Oh yeah.
Starts with them, and I'll think of it, but
yeah, she's
Marissa
great.
Peer. Marissa
Peer. Yeah.
I am enough. That is really a great program.
Yeah, I learned that from her. Yeah.
Wonderful. But the thing is, what you just said kind of hit me. We can love to be swimming. We can love that. We can love ourselves that we love to swim. But unless we have the skills acquired to swim, if we learn how to float, if we learn how to move in the water, unless we do those things, we'll sink. You know, we can love things, we can want things, but unless we learn the skills that go with those things, we're not going to get any further ahead. And I think that's been a misconception throughout the world, that if we could just love ourselves enough, if we can just, love our body enough, I'm nothing against body positivity. I'm not against that, but that's not going to make you healthy. It might be making you a little healthy in your mind, but it's not going to change when your legs won't stop swelling from the day before. There's something technically, logically going on in your body that has to be corrected. I've just gone through illness right now. If I don't take steps to completely, carry through with the good things of drinking more water and all these things that I've been doing, I could go on a downslide too. So it's the knowledge along with loving yourself enough.
Yeah.
Knowledge, loving yourself, and doing the things. Because sometimes the monster wakes up again.
Yeah.
And
for sure. Yeah. And it was for me, it was really easy for a very long period. And just like the last 2 months, I have more struggles staying bright. And I don't know why, but there was some problems in my family and I got more stress, but I don't know, because there was stress before and I never turned to food, but now there's a little more food, not really chatter, but I not willingness to stick to my lines all the time. So I'm really I've been talking to myself, and I thought, okay, if I have this, it happens sometimes, and I always know, okay, I go back to my program and my routine, and that will be fine. I'm really steady in my program. So when I realize that it's not going into the good direction, if I realize that's most of the time that's okay, and I'm fine now. I'm really peaceful. yeah, that's Marissa Peer.
Mhm.
I'm peaceful now, and but it had not been any problem for I think 5 years, nearly 5 years, and it's really amazing. And also um, I see so many people struggle going into maintenance and are being scared for maintenance, and I really never had that, and it's really not necessary, I think, to be scared for maintenance, because the ads are not the problem. It's your head or your thoughts. Um,
Well,
yeah, yeah. Deb says I'm afraid to add food. You know, it's not the ads that are the problem. It's really the the thoughts that you can do, that you can have food after the ads, that you can
oh,
go that you can go back to, okay, a little something this or a little something that. So going off plan,
yes.
like if you add a little food, it won't hurt, you know. It's only a little bit, and until you're settled in, it's not making any problem. And the automaticity is a little bit different, but for me, it never made any difference to have a little protein more or a little food more here and there. And it's the thought that you can have more food on other occasions, or to snack, or to eat sugar or whatever. And I think that's for the most people the biggest struggle, to keep that uh, when your weight is good. When then you can say, oh, your saboteur is talking. Oh, you can have a little something. And I think that's the more of the problem than the ads than the ads.
I'm toying with an idea just because I'm coming off an illness. And
Yeah,
I'm toying with an idea because the last couple of days I was really feeling carb depleted.
yeah,
Like I could tell my body needed more carbs. And I'm like, oh yeah, that's right. You can have breakfast for every meal, I guess, when you're sick. So
yeah,
I decided to have a sweet potato for, I don't know if it was lunch or dinner. Sometimes I was
yeah,
only having 2 meals. That's all I could stomach.
yeah.
I thought, you know what? I think I'm going to try just having myself on maintenance for 2 weeks and
Mm-mm.
having like a carb at night or afternoon. And not even just about the carb, but also teaching myself that it is okay. I'm following the plan. I'm making an ad. I will be able to remove the ad at a
Yeah,
later date when I'm feeling better.
yeah,
At this time, I know my body needs more carbs, and I can feel it. I can literally feel it in my mind, and I can just feel it because your brain is running on carbs. It's running on carbs, and so
mm-mm.
you need those carbs, and so that's what I'm thinking about doing for 2 weeks. Just completing my health. To get on the upswing, and feeling just 100%.
Yeah.
With just
Well, I would not be scared to do that. You know, it's it's just 2 weeks, and even if there is a little sabotage inside this, if you just tell yourself, okay, this is for 2 weeks, and I will see how this will feel after that. There's no problem at all. It's you don't need to make it more stressful than it is. I think, and that's how I see maintenance as well. You know, you have to. This is not for 2 years. This is for my lifetime. So I need to be in a good plan, and I need to um, have it the way I like it and the way I can manage this. and not being stressed all the time. And so you can easily switch over to something. When I
Listen to
started
your body.
maintenance, I really thought that I would like to have a carb at night and also a fruit at night, because I was really, I was longing for the sugar after the dinner. But I tried that and it didn't make me happy, and it made me very full, the carb at night, and I don't eat any carbs at night at all anymore. So I tried that and I stopped it also. So it's and of course you have to be careful that you don't need or that you are not in a sabotage discussion. But you can easily stop doing things that if it doesn't feel good.
Now, here's a mention from Ed, who says, for
Yeah,
me, the fear of starting the maintenance dance was not
yeah,
trusting myself. I think that's the bottom line.
yeah, yeah.
But
But
you
it is
are
not
enough
it's
to
not the
trust
ads.
yourself. You are enough to
It's not
trust
ads.
yourself. You're smart enough. You are smart enough. You are
Yeah,
strong enough.
yeah,
And I believe that you can listen. I think that if you've been on this program for a while, it's now time to look within and, well, how does my body feel?
yeah,
Like there are some times like I really need to eat lighter vegetables. Like let me listen to myself. I need to lighten up a little bit. That doesn't mean I'm going off plan. I'm choosing
no,
lighter foods, instead of nuts, I'm choosing something else. Instead of squash, I'm choosing lettuce. So there are all the choices for us to make. Now, even like with not feeling well, I had no feeling of having sugar or flour. But I'm glad, because there wasn't that temptation. But I was quite surprised. I really was.
mm-mm.
So
Yeah. But it's a sign of recovery that you know that the sugar is not good for you, I think. Yeah.
but I'm well aware that it can wake up at any time. So,
Yeah.
as we're getting close to the end here, Marjon, and
Yeah.
I know that over the years for you, must have had some non-scale victories. What would you say were those top ones for you?
Yeah. For me, the best was that I didn't have cravings anymore, because that was really so so much absorbing my mind every day, and wanting to go to the bakeries and have whatever, or and I couldn't stop myself, and that was really the best um, non-scale victory. Don't have the cravings. And um, well, it was quite easy for me to do so. Yeah, of course, the after I was on my happy weight, I was really pleased that I fitted into a small size dresses and cute things that I could never buy. So probably that wasn't. I probably, yeah. My husband says you got taste now.
Well, and you can surf now. You have
Yeah,
on a
of course, yeah.
surfboard
But
in the picture.
that was 2 years ago. So no, I never tried that, and I didn't want to try that, because before I started Beerly, I was in South Africa with my family, and my kids and my husband went surfing there, and I was not that heavy there, but more heavy than now. And I didn't want to try it then, but now I thought, okay, I think I want to try that. Yeah.
Wow.
But well, everything goes easier now. Like playing tennis. Of course, everything is easier. I can walk up the stairs with a breeze, and everything goes so much easier. And just um, feeling happy through truly happy in my body is, I think, the best gift ever. And I have been feeling that, well, I think at least 3 years after I got in my good weight, I felt happy every morning I woke up with my body and with myself, like being on top of the world. That amazing feeling. I think that's the best
That's
ever.
amazing.
Yeah.
So,
So there was a question
yeah,
coming up.
well, Deb says, when did you see yourself thin? Did you always see yourself thin, or did you at some point say, wow,
Well,
I've
when
arrived?
I thought my weight was 64, then I thought, okay, that would be fine. But then I didn't feel thin. And then after I dropped under the 60, then I felt thin. And of course, there's some skin that never will go away on my tummy and on my legs. But no, I feel pretty thin. Yeah, but I'm not really thin. And when I see the skating picture, there's
Yes.
a big one, and then I was really gaunt. I think I really didn't like it there, but after a while, after half a year or after a year, it fills up, and it's going better in this in the fat movement through the body. I think I'm not sure, but then after that it was just good. And I'm really happy with my body, and I never had this body dysmorphia thing. I really think that I had a good sense of how my body was, and it was not really healthy. And but now I think I do, and I'm really pleased with my body. Like I can see my bones over here, and I'm not too skinny, so I'm really
Well,
pleased.
even going back to that one picture that you have the sticks,
Yeah,
and when you see that picture, what do you
yeah.
think now?
Um, I I really feel the pain walking with so much difficulties and feeling not not happy in my body. But I had a long time that I couldn't look at the pictures when I was more having more weight. But now I can see myself and see, okay, I couldn't help it, and I can see I can be more loving towards the Marjon from that day. And
Yes.
I had to be there. It just it's a journey, I think.
Yeah, you have arrived here only through
Yeah,
that. Only
yeah,
through that to have this, well, this gratitude. You arrive in your body every morning happy. You
yeah,
know, how cool is that to have that
yeah,
awareness every day, to be so happy? I think
yeah,
that's a gift. It really is. I know Ed
yeah,
speaks of it every day. He says that, and it's so true, to
yeah,
not only have the gift, but to appreciate the gift.
yeah.
And with that, I
And
want to
and
ask,
I
yeah, go ahead.
and it is also the health part that's really giving me so much joy. So feeling that I'm working on my health, and it of course it's not, it's like all those kilos in the trolley from I didn't, did you do that, Deb, with all this what was in the trolley. And you can see that if you can have to carry 30, 40 kilos, that for me and even more for a lot of us, you can easily see that it's not healthy to carry that. If I just do shopping and I have to carry 2 bags with 5 or 10 kilos, you want to put it away in as quick as possible. So
Mind blown, that
yeah.
we're carrying all that. And the time is getting short here. I do want to ask you, I want to give you this opportunity, Marjon, because somebody's listening to you right now. And they may be thinking, this is just too much. This is way out there. No sugar, no flour, what she's talking about. What would you say to them? What would you say to someone who's considering this kind of lifestyle?
Well, give it a shot, you know where you are now, and you're not happy with it probably, and just give it a try. If you would have told me that I wouldn't eat sugar and flour for 5 years, I wouldn't believe you. So just have a try. It's really the best thing I ever did for myself. The best. Wow. And you won't regret it.
So awesome. Marjon, thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for taking one for the team. And I'm so glad this worked out too with our schedule to speak, across the pond like this.
Yeah. Yeah, it's really lovely to see you also, like the Wendy and Phyllis and smiling Deb, and well, it's really lovely to see you here. And well, we should do this more often.
Absolutely. We're going to go on the BLE tour.
Yeah, the cruise, the cruise.
Wouldn't that be fun? So I am going to close as I do each week. Good night. Stay bright. Don't let the bed bugs bite. Good night, everybody. So Marjon, how would you like to play 3-Question Thursday?
Yes.
Yes. Okay, 3-Question Thursday. Question number 1. Do you do any kind of BLE baking? Like, do you try anything unusual or bake as part of your plan?
Yes, I do I'm really like the mud cake things. No, is it mud cake? You don't know.
Mug cakes?
Mug, yeah, that's it. Mug cakes, okay. Yes. It's really easy. Put everything in and put it in a microwave and just do it for 5 minutes and I have breakfast. And I don't like to spoil a lot of electricity in baking, and I do that sometimes, but the microwave is quick and easy and I like it. And so I have a few recipes, but it's also with always with the banana and oats or quinoa or whatever. And like the all girls page, I don't know which one is the girl with the recipes.
Oh, Natalie All and
Natalie, yes, Natalie, yeah. Mm-hmm. Thank you, Noreen. Natalie, and well, she does really good recipes, but I'm not really very much into recipes, but I use the same things, and I use different fruits, and well, it's just
mix them up and
standard
and do it. And that's the thing, it's like this combo that just works.
Yeah, that's fine, and I really like that. And if I work, I put it in a microwave. If I don't work, sometimes I do it in the oven and make more portions. But I'm not really into a lot of recipes, but like the baking I like, and I have also banana nut bread with quinoa, and I can slice that. But I really haven't done that for a year because I like the mug stuff. It's easy, and I like it easy.
So what What have you increased as far as, when we spend so much time in our life eating and things like that, what have you replaced that time with? Do you exercise more? Do you read more? What do you do?
I start exercising more. I really stopped for doing that for the last 2 months. I'm a bit lazy. But no, I think I became a better housewife. So I'm more organized, and I never was that, but I'm more organized.
So what did you get started with first? Did you just pick one thing and you just said, I'm going to do this now every day?
No, I found a schedule, and I'm into the schedule now. So it's a Monday, Tuesday, every day I do something, and it's really helpful for me. And I was never very organized, but I'm quite organized now.
But it wasn't like in a book or anything like that? Like this?
Yeah, well, it was somebody on Facebook group, and she has a program, and I start following that.
Well, this is interesting because I found a group called Fly Lady that also is you do something every day. And I think there's something to that when you find like you spent a lot of time with food, that now there are things that open up.
Yeah.
One thing that you have said repeatedly through this talk the last hour, you called your weight your happy weight. I really like that. Did you arrive at that just because you feel happier, or you see yourself as a happier person? What does the happy weight exactly mean to you?
Well, that I'm really pleased to see myself in the shape that I have now. And I didn't know what weight would make me happy. And it's not, it's also changing. When I was at my happy weight, I was really pleased that I could have this weight, but now I'm not so much into that number anymore. It's I don't want to be like so
rigid.
Protective. Yeah, rigid and protective on that number. And so now I can have some fluctuations in my weight and not get crazy about that. So I'm really happy now. I'm a bit over 60 kilos, and my happy weight was 58 and a half. But so it's a bit up, and I'm not really worried about that. So happy is just that I'm good in my skin, and I'm not. I'm just looking happy. Yeah.
I'm going to slide this last question in just for fun. How long have you stayed in the same size of clothes now?
Well, since 4 years.
Wow. Isn't that awesome?
Yeah.
That's got to be the best feeling ever. I can't even imagine it, but
no.
You're living proof. You're living proof.
Yeah, I can. And also keeping the clothes that you have, and don't have to throw them away all the time. So no, that's really nice. And also buying jeans that you have been dreaming of. That's really.
Well, do you have any last words, Marjon?
No, thank you for being on my journey and supporting. It's really wonderful to be part of your team and group, and all those lovely people. Is really awesome, and especially because there is a Dutch Facebook group, and it's really small and it's really not that active. So I'm really happy that you are here, and I'm really, really grateful for that. Thank you.
Well, I am grateful to you too. And I am grateful to all who are here and who are in the group. I mean, what a family. And And the
Amazing.
support is just there. So thanks for all the teacher leaders in the group. And I'm going to say goodnight again, as I have each week. Good night. Thank you, Marjon. Thank you for being on Starting Out Bright. And thank you for playing 3-Question Thursday. Happy New Year to everybody. Good night.
Happy New Year. Happy New Year. Stay bright.
Stay bright. Take care, everyone.